You've probably heard the following phrase floating around lately: the creator economy is dead. Or maybe in a little bit more of a hopeful tone, the creator economy is shifting. Either way, if you're a creator or someone who works in the space, you've probably felt this palpable shift. So what is actually going on here? Why does the space feel unstable? Maybe it's evolving, something else. What's the situation? And most importantly, what does it mean for creators like you and me? Okay, firstly, let's put a couple things to rest. The creator economy is not dead, not by a long shot. That narrative is clickbait to get your attention. I probably even did the same thing on what you're watching right now or listening to. But what is happening is the creator economy is maturing and growing and evolving. It's shifting into something we haven't yet seen in this particular industry before. The whole get big and monetize later model is not, it's not sustainable. It's not working. People are feeling that this isn't working the way it used to 15 years ago, right? The whole, you garner a bunch of attention online and then maybe you get a cut of the ad revenue or something like that. That worked 15 years ago and for some of the time in between then and now. But now ad revenue is inconsistent, algorithms are far less predictable, brand deals have tightened up, and audiences, us, are fatigued and fragmented. Because if you think about it, on the flip side, both platforms and creators are maturing and they're evolving not only the content itself, but their approach. Platforms are maturing, creators are diversifying. You can think of this of not only cut of the ad revenue, but offering subscriptions, coaching, IP, licensing, things like that. Creators are now building businesses and entire ecosystems, not just content. Content just isn't enough anymore to not only just make a living, but thrive off of that living. Even think about someone like Mr. Beast, who I know is the talking point of everything. But he doesn't just do his content anymore. He's getting network deals. He's got physical products in physical brick and mortar stores, on top of employing many, many people to create not only those businesses, but also still the content. We're seeing more of an evolution of this industry and this economy. So in this new space, this new creator economy, it's not about virality, it's about viability. So now creators are starting to ask, what kind of business model actually supports that and resonates deeply with me, and that I'm actually equipped and ready and willing to contribute to and to spearhead? And these questions are changing everything about this entire space, not only for the individual creators, for the platform, but everything and everyone in between. Okay, so let's talk about what this means for creators in terms of opportunities and trappings. Okay, so trap number one is playing the platform game instead of building a foundation, right? What this can look like is you're trying to be a quote unquote slave to the algorithms, and you're trying to do something that you think your audience will like, and you're kind of guessing at it, and you're hoping if I use this trending sound, hopefully that'll boost the content to get to this particular audience set. And if I use this hashtag structure, which hashtags are no longer a thing from what I'm hearing, that is going to do what I need it to do. Right? You're thinking in that way. Trap number two is relying on one or very few revenue streams: ads, user-generated content, sponsorships alone, or focusing on freelance. I know this was me for a long time. It was the sole source of income. The danger with relying on one or very few revenue streams is that you're putting too much pressure on these streams to support, whether it's just your own personal livelihood, or at worst, your entire business operation, and then employing people and longevity of your brand and your business, so on and so forth. It's a very tightrope kind of situation. Not good. The third trap is mistaking followers for community. People who are part of your audience as a follower, they may be passingly interested in what you're doing. They may be a deep super fan, or they might be somewhere in between, in that a little bit more of that indifferent or take it or leave it, kind of space that they occupy, versus community, which is a little bit more in that super fans, but creating something a little bit outside of yourself or outside of your brand that lives, breathes, and exists whether you're there actively contributing or not via way of content. So just some kind of food for thought with that one. Okay, so let's talk about a few of the opportunities now. There's this idea of systems over the hustle and bustle of everything, right? Building that kind of internal clarity within the operation of your creator business over just external offers, right? So what you can think of this as is if you have a intricately mapped out system of how your business integrates with the ecosystem or the community that you serve or that you are a part of, if it's systemized in a way and monetized in a way where it's just totally attached and there's a symbiotic relationship there, you're gonna feel a little bit more equipped in this new creator economy versus if you are just making offers and trying to sell, merch and hope that it works. And, you're only doing call to actions in your content, but if people aren't consuming the content, then people aren't consuming your business. Your business needs to be systematized in a way that not only leverages content, but also leverages a wider ecosystem or infrastructure. Opportunity number 2 is owning your funnel, right? You can think of owning an email list or some type of access to a community where you can then convert people into members of your community that your business is hopefully trying to create and curate. And opportunity number 3 is collaborating more intentionally. Think with not only with your peers in your fellow idea space, but also collaborating with people who can help you with your ops, your strategy, and systematizing your creator-led business. So a lot of creators are tired of chaotic cash flow, unstable partnerships, and flying solo and just trying to figure this out by themselves. People are craving clarity, strategy, systems, and long-term support. And I would argue people need this in order to thrive in this new creator economy. I've been co-developing something with my friend Aisha that targets these exact same problems. We're working with creators who want to build something sustainable, not just survive the algorithm changes, not just hustle harder, but create with purpose, with structure, and with a business model that supports their actual life. So if that resonates with you, there will be a forum link below just to share your perspective, no pressure. Or if you prefer, just leave a comment and let me know where you think this space is going. Okay, TLDR, no, the creator economy is not truly dead, but it is outgrowing its first chapter. And the creators who are going to survive this next season of the creator economy aren't just the ones that create the coolest content. While that is important, the ones who are going to thrive are going to be the ones who can slow down, zoom out, and start to think about this like business owners. Now, I want to hear from you. What shifts are you seeing in this space? What are you experimenting with? And what support do you wish existed that doesn't yet, or that you would like to see? Drop a comment, or if you want to share a little bit more privately, like I mentioned before, there'll be a forum link below. Either way, let's keep this conversation going, because one thing is for sure, this new era, it's still unfolding, it's still being written, and you get to be one of the authors.